Pakistan, a country in permanent hot water. Nowadays, Saudi foreign minister is visiting Pakistan. He has come to Pakistan to discuss the crisis created in result of Saudi Arabia's decision to chop off the heads of 47 people who were involved in Arab Spring. Saudi Arabia calls them that they were terrorists. However, they were the people who were involved in Arab Spring uprising. One of them was a Shia leader, and Iran reacted to it, and consequently, the diplomatic ties severed between Saudi Arabia and Iran. Both countries closed each other's embassies and called their diplomatic staff back home. After Saudi Arabia cut off its diplomatic relations with Iran, many Arab countries, which are basically Saudi Arabian allies, followed Saudi Arabian suit and cut off relations with Iran. So there is a serious crisis in Middle East because of severe ties between Saudi Arabia and Iran. Now, Iran is a neighboring country. Pakistan shares a long border with Iran, and Pakistan has close ties with Iran as well as with Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia helps Pakistan by selling oil to Pakistan on subsidized prices, for which Pakistan is always thankful to Saudi Arabia. And Pakistan does have military relations with Saudi Arabia. Many military personnel serve in different positions in Saudi Arabia, and they help Saudi government to maintain law and order in Saudi Arabia. Why I'm saying Pakistan is a country always in hot water? I'm saying it because anytime there is problem in Pakistan's vicinity where US interests are involved, US and Pakistan come face to face to address the crisis, like issues in Afghanistan, and United States has expectations from Pakistan and puts pressure on Pakistan to achieve her objectives, and Saudi Arabia has close ties with Pakistan, and whenever Saudi Arabia needs Pakistan, it puts pressure on Pakistan to take care of our interests in the region. And then, of course, Pakistan has a sort of permanent bad relations with its eastern neighbor India because of certain outstanding issues. So, Pakistan and India are, are always on loggerheads with each other. Recently, there was a hope after the surprise visit of Indian Prime Minister Mr. Modi that relation will start moving forward between the two countries. But we saw that all of a sudden an assault has been taken place on Pathankot Air Force Base, and that has again severed the relations between the two countries. Although both countries are sort of having very cautious position on this Pathankot issue, but India thinks that Pakistan-based terrorist forces are involved in this assault, and Indian Prime Minister has personally passed over information about uh, the people involved on Pathankot Air Force Base, and those uh, those details involve telephonic conversations and recordings of those terrorists among each other and with their handlers in Pakistan. So again, the peace process is on hold, and the security talks between the two countries were going to take place on 16th of January, which now have been put on hold. So Pakistan is always in hot water vis-a-vis Saudi Arabia, vis-a-vis United States, and of course China. Pakistan enjoys good relationship with China, but China does have interest in that region, and it does have expectations from Pakistan to watch her interests in the region as well as around the globe, which Pakistan happily does. Uh, and But of course, Pakistan is always in a sort of under pressure from all these countries with which it enjoys close relationship and benefit from relations with those countries. But time to time, those relations come and start haunting Pakistan because Pakistan does have an important role in the region, and militarily Pakistan has the fifth largest army in the world, and of course it's a nuclear state with the state-of-art nuclear arsenals in its godowns. So everybody has expectations on Pakistan, and because all of these countries have economic leverage on Pakistan, particularly United States. United States is the biggest trade partner of Pakistan and economic sustainer of Pakistan. Same is with Saudi Arabia, same is with China. With India, the situation is different. There is no economic ties involved. But of course, there is a sort of military political conflict going on since the creation of India and Pakistan in 1947. So the question is there a way that Pakistan can have good ties with all these countries and avoid these pressures? Pakistan did a good job while there was a Saudi-Yemen crisis. Saudi Arabia wanted Pakistani army to help them out in Yemen crisis, but Pakistan very kindly and gently refused to help Saudi Arabia, for which Saudi Arabia did not like, and couple of Saudi Arabian allies issued very strong statements against Pakistan. But somehow matter improved within a few months, and the misunderstandings between the two countries were cleared with passage of time, and now this new crisis is there. So Pakistan has been avoiding these pressures both from United States, from Saudi Arabia, and sometimes from China too. But I think Pakistan does need to have a clear understanding with all these three close friends like China, United States, and Saudi Arabia. And Pakistan should clarify its limitations, what it can do and what it cannot do when there is a peaceful phase in relations between those countries, so that whenever a crisis arises and they come up with certain hopes and certain expectations, and then Pakistan cannot do those things. So those limitations should be always there, And those allies, those supporters of Pakistan should not come to Pakistan with that type of expectations which Pakistan cannot meet. So my position is, if Pakistan has a clear understanding with all those three supporters and friends, and then of course give them a clear understanding of her own expectations vis-a-vis those allies, it will help Pakistan to have a better relationship with all those countries, and uh, uh, in the result of such crises which arise time to time, Pakistan won't have to go through a sort of embarrassing situation which it does go through time to time whenever there is a crisis. Thank you so much. These are my comments on the current crisis in Saudi Arabia and Iran and in overall in the Middle East. Thank you so much.